Hey everyone.
Hello,
I'm Kelly,
I'm Corey.
and we're Unleashed. So, alright. So, something that's been coming to my mind over the past week is the idea of trying and practicing. Like, I really don't like the word try. It's just, I've heard that my whole life, like, try to do this, try to do that. I've always been trying, like, my whole life to do stuff. And as I was thinking about it the other day, I was thinking about how just the word try, how it's like you're connected to doing it and to not doing it. Like, you're connected in both ways. Like, you're not wanting to let go fully on whatever it is that you're trying. Like, you're trying to stop something. Just in the word trying, it gives you an excuse. It gives you all the justifications. It gives you you can fail and you can say, well, I tried. I tried. And there's so much to trying, because you're just holding on. You really don't want to let go, but if you say that you're trying to do it, then you can tell everyone around you that I'm trying. But with practicing, like, you can hear it, you can feel it. There's like a whole different thing with practicing, because it's like it separates you from whatever it is that you're doing. You're able to, if you want to change, it's not about trying so hard, but it's just about practicing new behaviors. It's about, you can still be doing this thing, but you're practicing not doing it. You're moving away from it. Instead of with the trying, you're like holding on to it still. And it's like you're telling yourself you want to get away from it, but you're not. You're holding on, you're trying so hard. But with the practice, it just opens you up to failing, and it's okay. Like, because I'm in practice, I'm progressing, I'm growing, I'm moving forward. Everything that we do, whenever we practice stuff, like practicing the piano, as we practice it, we just get better and better and better. And we go from needing, the manual 1 to not even needing a manual. We were able to let go of the things, the crutches, the things that we needed, in the beginning. And so I just really love getting that into my life today. There is no try. Like, I don't even use that word in my life today, because I just don't like it. But practice, I'm practicing so many things today, and I just love it. I love practicing because also it keeps you from, like, the perfection. Like, I don't have to be perfect with anything. I'm practicing. So that's
Yeah,
a little something.
while you're talking, I'm just looking at the birds saying they're not trying to do anything. They're just working. And they're going to work until they achieve their goal, to get a meal or to procreate, or, I tried to quit drugs for so long. What does that even look like? It's just it's a scapegoat. It's a word that gives you a validation for not achieving something that you don't even really want to do. Well, at least I tried. Somebody asks you to be somewhere or go do something. Oh, I'll try to be there.
Yeah, no and no.
That person's probably not going to be there. But yeah, it's... I'm not trying to be a better person. I'm not trying to change. Every day I'm working on progressing. I'm working on changing. I'm working on becoming something different. I'm working on removing things from my life that don't serve me, and I'm working on applying things into my life that do work for me. And I'm not trying to do any of these things. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't fail. You know, there are many times that I am working towards something and I have a setback. Well, it's a failure, a temporary failure, a setback, a learning experience, a teaching of what not to do so that I can continue to progress and move forward. But yeah, I mean, I always loved that thing. Here, try to take my phone from me. Yeah, no,
Right,
no,
exactly.
no. Try to take it
Right.
from no, you know? I mean, it's like, it's just such a funny word.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so often used. Well, I tried. Well, no, you didn't try because I saw you playing Nintendo all night.
Right.
If you would have practiced and studied, then you would have achieved the grade. But trying, nobody's ever going to achieve anything by trying.
No, you either do or you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
You either took that phone from me or you just let me keep it. You weren't trying to.
Yeah.
Dumb example, but I mean it's trying is definitely something that is just.
I'm like, where did it even come from?
It's an excuse.
I don't even know, where does that word even come from?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to plant a garden. I'm gonna try to grow something. I'm gonna try to be creative. It's such a false word. Like, truly, there's just no truth in it.
Yeah, even
it's weird.
I'm gonna try a new food.
You either do or you don't.
You're gonna eat that new food, and you're either gonna like it or you're not going to. You're not gonna try it. What is that word?
I know. Why has that even been in our vocabulary? How did that even get part of our society?
That's really
It just
interesting.
gives people an excuse to not. I mean,
Yeah.
It really does. It's like an excuse word for not living up to our fullest potential and for just... Yeah, this is really funny. What?
Yeah, he tried to regain his breath. An effort to accomplish something, an attempt. He got his membership card on his third try. No, somebody kept working at doing something, and he got his membership. It was, I guess that was his third attempt to do something, but it wasn't his third try. He didn't accomplish his goal on his third try. He accomplished his goal on his third attempt. You know?
Yeah, it's just an interesting word, and it's just interesting to think about, and I really love the idea of practicing. It just brings such a feeling of growth, and just like you're not failing. Like you said, it's opportunities to just learn and to grow and to recognize, whenever we do things that we feel like maybe is a mistake or, we shouldn't have done. It's all just...
Semantics are so important.
It's all just learning and growth and like what I want to do, what I don't want to do. I'm getting distracted by these birds who are trying to feed each other.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That is, though, like you
goodness.
said, the should, and just all the words that we use that are just part of our vocabulary, and it's like there's a lot of words that we use that are self-defeating.
Mm-hmm.
That it's almost like a reservation for why I didn't achieve something. Why I didn't actually... Well, it's like the excuse to give up. That's it. I need an excuse to give up so I can say, well, at least I tried. No, you didn't try. You went and did something and you learned that it wasn't for you, and you did something else. Mm-hmm. You decided not to continue moving towards whatever it was you were attempting to achieve or wanting to do. But to say, well, I tried, and just no, that's more like a defeatist type of mentality. Yeah, I love language, and I love the meaning of words, and we've mentioned before, like the difference between helping somebody and assisting somebody. And you can visualize it as somebody above you as you're climbing a mountain, or somebody behind you as you're climbing a mountain. And if they're above you, pulling you up, or behind you in case you slip and they're there to catch you, one is there to assist you and the other one is there to help you, or to be there for you. And it's
and the letting go and the surrendering.
Yeah.
One is like you're holding on to something and you're having to let it go, and the other, it's all words. I love language. I love words. I sit and I contemplate them all the time. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Just the way that we really talk to ourselves. Like I really catch the way that I talk to myself, and the way that words have meant certain things to me. And that's a thing, like whenever we're communicating with people, I can have an understanding of words, of language. I can have experience with it. It's like we almost have our own definitions of words based upon our own life experiences. And so a lot of times I can say something and I'm meaning something that I'm understanding, but whenever I say it to another person, they hear it according to what they understand. And that is where I think so much conflict comes in, because we're just not understanding one another, because we all use different words and different language. And it's like, if we can, which words and language is so important for us to communicate. But whenever we get into the conflicts and we're arguing about things, there's a misunderstanding usually with the way that we are understanding the words that are being spoken.
Yeah, there's definitely so many conversations I've had in my life where I know that I said a specific thing and the other person knows they heard a specific thing. And communication is so interesting. I mean, it's just because that person really did hear what they heard, and I really did say what I said.
Right.
But you are going to hear what you want to hear. I mean, you really are. You're gonna. It's weird how it happens, and sometimes it's really like obvious. It's like, man, I wish I had some conversations recorded.
Yeah,
where it's
me
like,
too.
no, this is exactly what I said, and that's what you heard. And sometimes what a person heard is exactly what I said. But just like a text message, it's understood completely wrong. The translation wasn't right. Even though we're speaking the same language, there was a complete language barrier. So, language is such a powerful thing. I mean, the world was created by the word. The word is, like James says in the New Testament, I mean, the word is very powerful. The tongue is very powerful. And what a great fire the tongue can create. Such a little thing that can cause such a huge disturbance, just like the rudder on a boat can make a whole boat move one way or the other. It's the same way with our speech. You can say something and it can change everything.
Words, yes, they are so powerful. It's so amazing. Like, our words can truly build somebody up and bring light and just life into them and help them. And words can tear people down and damage their spirits, and hurt just creates so much. And I think about that in my life, and like the people who are in my life, like what are the words that they are speaking to me, you know? Because yes, we do need to hear truth. We need to hear, you know, we need to hear the things that could hurt. You know, sometimes it hurts to hear truth about ourselves or whatever, but there's a way to communicate these things. There's ways that help to strengthen us and build us, and not to put us down. Yeah, our words are extremely powerful. And it's amazing because words can open us up to just things that we just never comprehended in our own minds. You know, like I listen to a lot of people out there, and they say things that I've never heard of before, and I'm just like, what in the world? And as I begin to contemplate and ponder on the things that they talk about, I'm like, that just makes so much sense. I mean, words can just open our minds to God in ways it's incredible. I love it. You know, I guess it was probably about 6 years ago, I started listening to this guy. I'm gonna share my experience. I started listening to this guy. I was going through a lot of stuff, and I was caught in my victimhood. I was caught in a lot of blame. I was caught in just really living in like a survival mode, and I recognized like something has to change. And I've always been into like self-help, and I've always been into motivational stuff and affirmations and all that. And so I was like, I need to feed my mind. I need to get out of like, I was in that alcohol addiction, and I was just in like depression and anxiety and all that. And I knew I needed to change something. And so I started listening to this guy, and he started to help me recognize my behaviors. He started to he helped me to see what I was contributing to things. I started to understand triggers, and like I was able to take accountability and responsibility for me, for my part in what I was creating in my life, instead of pointing the finger and blaming, you know, everyone else in the circumstances. And so I've listened to this guy for 5 years now, and like 2 years ago, I recognized that I really needed to go deep. Like I learned about like shadow work, and I learned about my inner child and just things within me that I've just repressed, you know, stuff that we've talked about in here. Like I realized that I really needed to go deep and process stuff and get to a point where I could speak about it. And so I joined a couple groups, a couple people, and I did a lot of like self-help, self-healing type work with communities. And so I did this for about 1.5 years, and I felt that it was time to let go of 2 of them, because I felt like I just felt like that. Well, so about 4 months ago, I felt really strongly that it was time for me to depart, to leave the community that I've been in. And his name is Kyle Cease. And so, so 4 months ago, that came to my mind. And it also came to my mind that before I leave, that I need to be on one of his hot seats. He does these one-on-one conversations, and it's called a hot seat, and there's like 200-300 people, you know, on there, but it's just he and I on Zoom.
Therapy session with an audience.
Exactly. And he goes deep, and he died. Like he brings a lot of stuff up. So this was 4 months ago. I felt this, and every month I was like, how am I gonna be on a hot seat? Like I just don't even see how, like what, because I mean, I'm not very participatory. Like I'm very in the background with stuff. Like I just watch and listen. And so I've asked a couple questions a couple times to, but he's never like answered my questions, because lots of people ask questions. Well, every month for the past 4 months, I'm like, I've got to listen to God is telling me to cancel my subscription to this community, and I just haven't. Well, last week my card had some activity on it, so my card got canceled. And so pretty much, like, because that card is attached to, an automatic withdrawal from that. And so I'm like, well, God has done what I have not done. And so this past Wednesday, I was like, okay, I'm just going to throw this out there. And I just said how much I loved, and how much I've grown and appreciated, the community and everything. And I asked a question about obedience and about, listening to God and doing what God is calling us to do, even if we don't want to. It's like, I love listening to him. I've learned so much. He's like, he has shifted my whole, like, paradigm. Like, I mean, he has just helped me grow so much. And it's like, and I haven't wanted to end it, but I don't know what God has in store for me. It's like, I only see what I'm losing. I don't see what I'm going to gain by doing this. And so on Wednesday, I had that question, and he got to my question, and I got so nervous. And he's like, he didn't even know how to answer it. And he invited me to a hot seat. I'm like, oh my gosh. God is like, he is in all of it, and it's just so incredible. And I've been anxious and nervous, and so much stuff is coming up in me, like so many patterns, so many things that I've had a lot of stuff going on. So tomorrow I have a one-on-one hot seat with this guy that is going to go deep into things that I haven't been able to access, and it's gonna be great. And all of that relates to words, to the way that his words, he listens to God. He does the things that we talk about. Like, I really started meditating because of him. Like, I started doing an alternate day fast because of the things that he spoke. And I know that he is hearing God, and that through him, that I know that this therapy session that we're going to have in front of like an audience, that it's going to help me, and it's going to help me to be able to just be more of what God wants me to be, and to be able to speak, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel God moving it. And it's so incredible to see just the miracles coming about, just because I'm listening. I mean, I did not listen. Like, I was procrastinating, but it's so amazing how God just moves things along. He gives us these little nudges, and he just helps us on the path. It's just really amazing.
Yeah, you're not going to try and have an experience tomorrow either.
No, I mean, I'm full.
Yeah.
I'm going to be immersed in it, and I'm already sweating and anxious and nervous.
It's going to be cool. Yeah.
It is. Hopefully I'll be able to share it. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work, but
I bet you will be able to, yeah. Well, it is a beautiful day. That's all I got to say. Everything is just so good. I mean, every day I wake up in the morning, and it's like 5 o'clock, and I'm just ready to go. And I do my meditation, And when you were talking about that, and you're canceling certain things and kind of moving forward, it's like you did things that added value to your life, and it's like that was a season. And it's like, how long can I read self-help books before I realize I haven't helped myself at all? And now it's really applying things. And now it's where You know, I'm not trying to do things. I'm not trying to change.
Yes.
Now we're in the process of making changes and moving forward. And things do have their place. And it's like you learned a lot from that man, and there's plenty more to learn from him, but you really have gotten the meat of it. You've gotten the bulk of what his teachings are. And now it's like, you know, there are probably better things to listen to. Other new things to listen to.
And not even that, I'm feeling called into just having a season of truly not even really listening to anybody, but really God and me. Like, not even like friends who are trying to tell me stuff, you know, me and God. Like, I really am feeling that I'm moving into that, because I have for a few years really just soaked in so much stuff, and it's time to use what I know and what I've learned, and to move into something else. And I'm excited. I'm like, where's God taking us? Like, with this and with all sorts of things that I have stirring within me.
Yeah, I'm definitely learning more and more to listen to what my heart tells me. And, you know, your thing of canceling it and not doing it, well, something good turned out of that. My thing yesterday is I went to take a test, and when I got there to take the test, I told myself I'm just going to answer every question the first time that I read it, and I'm not going to go back and review anything. And when I'm done, I'm going to turn it in and I'm done. And when I finished it, I had 10 minutes left. I was like, I'm going to go look at a few. And I changed one question, and I failed by 1%. I missed it by one question. I got a 69 out of 70. And I know that one question was the one that I changed that shouldn't have been changed. And that's just a learning experience, you know. Whenever I feel to do something, whenever that spirit speaks to me, if I listen to it, things will turn out how God wants it. Whether I like it or not, it's going to turn out. But if I don't listen, then I'm going to question. What if I would have listened? You know, I mean, maybe I would have gotten a 68 instead of a 69, and I actually changed it. Who knows? But the bottom line is I didn't listen, so now I'm stuck in the place of what if, you know? So I am, like you just said, I want to do the same thing. I just want to continue to grow and spend more time meditating, spending my time with people that are uplifting, that have positive energy, and that just want to grow. And that's all I want to do. I'm just so done. It's like I don't even think about that stuff. You know, the stuff that got this started and the places that we've been. It's like, do I have to keep doing things to stay healthy? Yes. But it's just a non-issue in my life today.
Yeah, because it's just our life.
Yeah.
It's just the choices that we just make, because it's what we do now.
Yeah. I love being healthy. I love spending money on my teeth and spending money on my health and doing things that are just bringing me joy and longevity, you know? It's life is good.
Yeah, it really is.
I love y'all. Look forward to a beautiful weekend.
Is that it? All right. Love y'all.